At Vestalia's academy, girls learn to be obedient, humble, and patient. They take daily health vitamins and take care of their skin. They have never seen the sun and believe they will be taken to loving families when they finish their 16th grade. But in reality, something else entirely awaits them. At Vestalia's academy, girls learn to be obedient, humble, and patient. They take daily health vitamins and take care of their skin. They have never seen the sun and believe they will be taken to loving families when they finish their 16th grade. But in reality, something else entirely awaits them. Clumsy because of her poor eyesight, Sophia has dropped her washball and faithful friend Vivien rushes to her aid, causing the girl to miss her turn, and she desperately tries to rectify the situation. But the red light and the alarm siren indicate that this is impossible. The vigilant guards show up to take away and punish the culprit. Vivien asks her friend to tell her what happened, but Sophia, according to the rules, remains silent and turns to face the wall
When they
without
should be
protecting
asleep.
the sobbing the girls in the other
A few
room.
years
Just
later,
wake
we
up.
see Vivien
They
on
go
level
to class,
16,
where she has
drink
become
their
the
leader
vitamins
of the group
and go to
oversees
bed.
order
And
among
the
the
next
other
ones
girls.
follow. Her faithful
group
friend
has
has only
become
awake
a
for 5 hours,
who admires her.
but there is
They
also
lie
a
in
dark
the
hour,
same room
which
as
is
the other
repeated for
students,
times,
which includes
and when
Sophia.
everyone
But
sleeps
Vivien
without
wants nothing
exception
to do with her
girl
and takes
friends
the
think
best
they
seat
can
in the
escape
room.
during that time. Each day the girls perform their routines under the supervision of cameras. They listen to Miss Brixel's lectures on obedience, modesty, and patience. They eat lunch on the floor and go to bed on cue. They do not know that there are 3 other groups of girls in the academy who live on different schedules and never meet each other. The girls obediently drink their vitamins and stick to the rules. Sophia is very persistent in trying to talk to Vivien, and she catches up with her. Viv begs her not to tell anyone about her past. One day, Miss Brixel announces that sponsors are coming soon to choose their adopted daughters. She gives the girls beautiful dresses with embroidered names that they cannot read. But in fact, the sponsors are wealthy clients of the Vitalis Clinic, which deals with rejuvenation with the help of donor faces. The girls are not adopted, but bought to have their skin cut off and transplanted to themselves. It's a terrible secret of the academy that only Sophia knows. Sophia does not take the vitamins that induce deep sleep and tries to tell the truth to Vivien. She also tells her that there is a dark hour when everyone is asleep and one can try to escape, but this requires a shiny card, which Miss Brickle and the guards use. Vivien doesn't believe Sophia and is afraid to break the rules. Sophia insists on talking and warns her friend not to take her vitamins. The best student of the academy who always follows the rules does not swallow another capsule and secretly throws it down the toilet. As a result, after lights out, the girl does not fall asleep immediately with the other students. Sophia is also awake and tells her friend the secret of the academy vestals and warns her if anyone shows up in the bedroom, you need to pretend to be asleep. This advice the girls immediately take advantage of. As Miss Brickle arrives, accompanied by the guards, she points out to girls whom the men take with them. One of them turns out to be Vivien. Olivia lies unconscious next to Vivien, who hears a noise outside the door and pretends to be asleep. Miss Brixel enters the room with her elderly sponsors. The man looks with interest at the young and well-groomed faces of the girls, while the woman nervously looks at her reflection in the mirror, doubting her decision. The guard returns Vivien to her place and, under the supervision of a stern supervisor, takes another pupil, Rita, who has taken a liking to the other sponsors. Being sold, she finds it difficult to comprehend what is happening. Viv and Sophia stay awake and keep whispering after lights out. Viv learns from her friend, who hasn't taken her sleepy vitamins in years, that the 4 different rooms have different routines. That's why they never see the girls in the other rooms. When they should be asleep, the girls in the other room just wake up. They go to class, work, drink their vitamins, and go to bed. Then the next ones follow. Each group is only awake for 5 hours. But there is also a dark hour, which is repeated 4 times. And when everyone sleeps without exception, girlfriends think they can escape during that time. The main problem is opening the door, which requires a shiny card used by Miss Brickle and the guards. Sophia has kept the secret for years, persuades her friend to share it with the other girls. Viv firmly refuses, believing that the escape might end in failure. Sometimes during the dark hour, a guard enters the room and harasses the sleeping girls. Sophia, who knows more about the scary secrets of the academy, does not give up on the idea of escaping. She finds her friend in the living room and offers to take the shiny card away from the guard when he comes to them again at night. Vivien resolutely rejects the plan. Vivien's loud voice during the conversation attracts the attention of Ava and her friend. They immediately make a phone call to report the inappropriate behavior. Miss Brixel immediately announces a gathering of all the girls. She chooses Vivien from the line and takes her with her. But instead of physical punishment, she locks the girl in a cage and says she can release her in the morning if she is obedient. Otherwise, the cage will be the last thing Vivien will see of her life. Sophia is left alone with a dangerous plan and makes a rope out of sheets to attack the guard. Her expectations come true. Soon the door to the room opens and a thug enters, who immediately sits on the bed of another victim. The girl bravely rushes at him from behind and pulls his throat down. She manages to throw the man off the bed, and then Sophia quickly runs out into the hallway, but the bouncer keeps up and catches up with the fugitive in the laundry room. The girl manages to snatch the iron and knock out the pursuer with a blow to the head. Sophia takes the guard's card and immediately runs to Vivien's cage. However, she does not have time to insert the key as the dark corridors are filled with the alarming sound of a siren. Without freeing her friend, Sophia runs away. After a while, Miss Brixel releases Vivien herself. The woman takes her to a general meeting, at which Dr. Mira and the guard are present. The doctor takes the floor and announces that Sophia has betrayed the academy, but that all the students will pay for it until the stolen card is returned. Miss Brixel decides to personally supervise the intake of sleeping vitamins. Viv finds the card from Sophia and tries to open the door, but to no avail. She unscrews the bolts on the hinges and gets out into the hallway. Vivien goes in search of Sophia. At the doctor's office, she meets Miss Brixel. She is already waiting for Sophia with an injection of sleeping pills. Vivien realizes that she can only save herself and Sophia by getting Miss Brixel's card. A fight ensues between them. As a result, Sophia injects Miss Brixel with a tranquilizer shot, after which she instantly falls asleep. Vivien goes down to the basement and finds Sophia tied up there. Viv frees her. The friends sneak into the next room, where they see sharp surgical instruments. After looking around the room, the girls notice plastic bags, one of which barely has Rita's name on it. Having overcome her fear, Vivien opens the bag and finds her friend's body with her face cut off. She immediately decides to run away, not listening to her friend's pleas to save the other girls. She insists and drags Sophia to the exit stairs. However, Vivien agrees to wait until Sophia brings the others. Vivien realizes that Sophia was telling the truth. She decides to save her and the other girls. She succeeds in finding Sophia and freeing her. She returns to the classroom and brings Miss Brixel with her with scars on her neck. She shows all the girls that the woman herself uses the Vestalia clinic and uses the girls' faces for rejuvenation. The girls believe her and send Miss Brixel to the cage. The girls decide to flee the academy, but Ava betrays Vivien and pushes her in front of the door, which sets off the alarm. The guards begin to pursue the girls. Sophia and Vivien hide in a cage and wait for the dark hour. Meanwhile, Dr. Mira, who is the owner of the Vestalia clinic and the voice of the observer, comes to the girls. He pretends to want to help them, but in fact he wants to take Vivien's face for his client. But Vivien does not trust him and cuts her face with a scalpel to make it unfit for transplantation. The guards take away Dr. Miro, who is disappointed his investor. Moments later, shots rang out. The friends spend the night in a cage. In the morning, the police come to them and release them. They come out of their shelter and see sunlight and rain for the first time in their lives. The title of the movie is in the description.